Hi students, let's talk quickly about spreadsheets. So spreadsheets are a way to organize data. You've probably seen spreadsheets before. So they're just a way for us to put a bunch of numbers into a table, and essentially we can organize that information into rows which run horizontally or side to side, and columns which run vertically or up and down. So spreadsheets are an important skill to be able to use and know how to manipulate because some estimates say over 85% of mid-skill jobs, so these are jobs that require some sort of skills like a college degree, require that employees use spreadsheets. So there's a good chance that in whatever job you have in the future, you might have to use a spreadsheet. Also in college, a lot of your professors will probably expect that you already know how to use spreadsheets by the time you get there. So it's important that you practice now. And two programs you might use to use spreadsheets are Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets, which is what we're going to use today. So spreadsheets, the key thing about spreadsheets is it's all about cells. And no, not biology cells, but spreadsheet cells. So what a cell is in a spreadsheet is it's the intersection between a row, so the side to side, and a column, so the up and down. So here in this picture, see how there's a green box around this cell right here? That's what we call the active cell. That's where you can type. So knowing how to name cells is important for being able to use these different spreadsheet programs. So to use programs like Excel and Google Sheets, it's important that we understand how to talk about and refer to specific cells, so specific like pieces of data in these little boxes. And this can be a little overwhelming at first, but a way to think of it is it's just like the game Battleship. So if you've ever played Battleship, the way it works is you will say something like, I think your ships are at, B2 or something, and then your opponent will say hit or miss. And so you're using like a number and letter system to pick a specific spot that you're asking about. Same idea in spreadsheets. So in spreadsheets, you have these columns that have different letter names, and then these rows that are different numbers. And so each cell has a unique number letter combination. Like this cell here is cell F6 because it's the intersection of column F and row 6. Okay, let's practice a little bit. Okay, so what is the active cell in this picture? So in other words, this cell here with the green box around it that you can type into. What is that active cell? Yeah, so that one is cell C4. That's the intersection of C and 4. Good, let's try another one. What's the active cell in this picture? Yep, so this one is B9. Okay, one last one. What is the active cell in this picture? So in this one I haven't wrote the word active, you just have to look for the green box. Yep, in this picture the active cell is D14. Okay, so that's just how we can figure out what cell we're talking about. And that's important so that we can actually use these spreadsheets to do their magic. And one of the best things about spreadsheets is they can perform mathematical calculations for us really quickly and easily. So you can do stuff that might take you a while to do by hand or even with a calculator in like a second in Excel. And that's why it's so cool. And today you're going to need to know how to use two formulas. So the first is the equal sum formula, which will just add a bunch of values together. And the second is the equal average formula to take the average of many values. So let's see how those both work. So here I have an example spreadsheet with like a made up budget. So let's say you want to track how much coffee, gas, and how much you're spending on the gym over a couple of months. So let's practice using those two formulas to find some different metrics. So let's say I want to know how much did I spend overall in August. So the way you could do this is you're going to type on the cell where you want to put the data. I'm going to put it here. In fact, I'm just going to label this column total. And then here, to type, I just write equals, and then I want to take the sum. That means add them all up together and then parentheses. And see, Google Sheets is helpful. It's kind of walking you through how to use this. So the easiest way to do this is just take your mouse and click just the things you want, and then press enter. Ta-da! You did it. Okay, let's try that again. Let's say equals SUM, parentheses, use your mouse, click the things you want. Oh, oops, I clicked too much. How do I get out of here? Easiest way, just press escape, the escape button, and you can start over. Okay, let's try it again. Equals SUM. And then I pick the things I want. There we go. Okay, now the true magic with Excel is, yes, I can write equals SUM in every single row, but that's going to take a while. The best part is I can actually click on this cell and see how there's this little like blue box down here, and when I hold my cursor over it, it makes a little plus sign. So that's telling me I can copy and paste that box. So if I hover over that little blue square till I get the plus sign, and then click down and drag, see how there's like a little box that's showing up or a little dotted line? It just copied and pasted that formula all the way down. Oh, what a time saver, right? And we can even double check. So if we click on the cell and look at the formula, we can even click within here and it'll show us exactly the cells it's using in the formula. We can see it did it exactly right. It took the total of all spending in December. Amazing. What a time saver, right? Okay, so that's how to use the sum formula. Now let's try the average formula. So for this, let's say I want to figure out the average amount I spent on coffee or gas or the gym on all these different things. So here I'm going to write average, keep myself organized, and then I actually am going to calculate the average in this cell here. So to do that, same thing, same idea, I'm going to write equals and then average, like that, and then parentheses, and then I'm just going to select those values. If this little thing gets in your way, just click that X. There we go. Like that, and then press enter. Ta-da! I took the average of all of those. Think about, I mean, that would have taken you forever with the calculator, but it'd be a kind of a pain in the butt, right? It took us 1 second in Excel. It's amazing. And now I can do the same thing. I can just copy and paste that same formula sideways. So I'm going to just click my little, or take my cursor until it becomes a plus sign over that square, and then click and drag. Ta-da! And there it did it. And we can even double check. Look, it's calculating exactly what we wanted to, the average of gas spending across all those months. Okay, and there we go. That's a very quick intro to how to use different spreadsheets to calculate the sum and the average of different data sets.